Their books are sort of the Bible of all sort of city dwellers for like all these years, since the 30s. They've been sort of writing these books.
Mom, I'm going to take a picture of you.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Mama.
Hi.
You want to introduce yourself?
All right, well, my name is Lonnie, and I am turning 51 on Friday. And I live in the Catskill Mountains of Sullivan County on the beautiful Delaware River. I've been here for about 20 years. For work, I do graphic design and social media and creative direction for different clients. After graduating, I went to film school. I ended up in Tallahassee at Florida State. And from there, I went to New York. Right when I graduated, I got my first job out of film school. Was at MTV for like a comedy TV show, working in the art department. And then 9/11 hit. You were supposed to come that day, and everything changed. And anthrax followed that. So we had a newborn in New York City, but then the city just got too difficult. There was a day when I had you strapped to my body and like a baby Bjorn, and we were getting ushered past like this white powder on the platform, and I'm holding this like newborn baby, and we're looking at each other like, what are we doing here? So we left pretty soon after that. We kind of literally fled for the hills.
Would you like some more tea?
Let's put some sugar in there. She might like it kind of sweet.
No!
No sugar yet. Not good for babies, right?
We've been visiting upstate. We've been coming about 2 hours north to Sullivan County with some friends, and every time we came up to visit, we just fell in love with it. We're like, oh, this would be so amazing. So once we had a kid, and you imagine your child like rolling around in the grass and seeing some cows, and you know, not at the little playground over by Greenpoint. We just went for it and just left with no plan, no jobs, no plan, no nothing. Just, we're gonna move and we'll figure it out. It was just so different, so other from our lifestyle in New York, and just fell in love with it. I cannot imagine living without fire. I couldn't do it without it, and it feels like a critical part of what it means to kind of live out here and to feel good out here. So once the fall comes and the damp cold kicks in, it's all about the fire. It's all about the hearth. Part of the fun and the challenge is just like keeping the fire going, and that's pretty much 24/7 through the winter. And that requires a lot of work. So the goal is to keep the fire burning, literally. We got our small, we've got our bark, we got our kindling, and now I'm doing slightly bigger sizes. And then once these get cooking, then you start throwing the big guys on there. It's about the fire. I will say that when we moved here, and for all of these years, for almost 20 years, I have never looked back at New York City and felt like I missed it. I've never felt lonely. People have always assumed, don't you get lonely there? Isn't it kind of like, I'm like, no, are you kidding me? I mean, plus I'm very content being alone.
Hello.
If I could live anywhere in the world, I think I'd still want to have this and be able to come here because this is where my heart and my soul is. But I could dabble in a few places, Havana being one. I don't know if I'd want to live in any of those other places, though. Hell no, I never saw myself living in a freaking snowy, cold-ass, mountainous area in freaking upstate New York. There's something about getting through winter alone, chopping wood. And it's humbling as well. I think that and being connected to nature is so important for me. That's largely why I do it. You just have to bow to the elements. You have to learn how to do that. But yeah, you just make it work. It's kind of hardcore, but it's beautiful and sublime, and I do love it. As long as I'm warm and I have my internet, I'm good. And my kitty cat.